Hello Internet, and welcome back to my series of film reviews. Last time we concluded our coverage of the John Wick films, including John Wick Chapter 4. Today we're going to take a look at a film that had a major influence on the superhero film genre as we know it, Batman. Released on June 23, 1989, precisely 2 years before the release of Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis, Batman is directed by Tim Burton and stars Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, or as he is better known, Batman. Alongside him are Jack Nicholson as who is quite possibly one of the best Jokers on screen, next to Mark Hamill, Heath Ledger, Cesar Romero, and Joaquin Phoenix.
We don't talk about Leto, no. We don't talk about Leto.
Alongside them, we have Michael Gough as Alfred Pennyworth, who will later reprise his role in Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and Batman and Robin. This was before he was portrayed by Michael Keaton in the Dark Knight trilogy, Jeremy Irons in Batman v Superman and both versions of Justice League, Douglas Hodge in Joker, and Andy Serkis in The Batman. Billy D. Williams as Harvey Dent. Yes, people, Lando Calrissian from the Star Wars movies. This was way before he became Two-Face when he was played by Tommy Lee Jones in Batman Forever, and Aaron Eckhart in The Dark Knight. And we also have Kim Basinger as Vicki Vale, the obligatory damsel in distress that Batman has to save the ass of. Vicki Vale is not one of my personal favorite characters in this movie because she reminds me too much of Willie Scott from Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Even though she screams non-stop, she's nowhere near as annoying as Willie. And she's not a playable character in the LEGO Batman video games, and therefore doesn't get to break glass with her screams, unlike Willie and Lex Murphy from Jurassic Park. But Batman does have the Sonic suit, which funny enough is blue, just like Sonic the Hedgehog. The reason I decided to review this movie is to get ready for the upcoming Flash movie, which features a major comeback from Michael Keaton set to play Batman once again, after his appearance in Batman Returns in 1992. And this was before he got the boot when Val Kilmer took over as Batman in Batman Forever, and George Clooney in Batman and Robin. And George Clooney was the absolute fucking worst on-screen Batman. In fact, it was because of Batman and Robin's critical failure at the box office that we got Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, which I may cover later down the line. Same with Matt Reeves as the Batman. And the Flash is going to pretend that Batman Forever and Batman and Robin don't exist, thus pulling a Superman Returns and Ghostbusters Afterlife. This movie has a much darker tone compared to the 1966 TV series starring Adam West and Burt Ward. It was heavily inspired by two graphic novels, The Killing Joke and The Dark Knight Returns. At the time, Michael Keaton was known for comedic roles like Beetlejuice, so his casting as Batman met with some controversy, but he managed to pull it off flawlessly. Same with Ben Affleck and Heath Ledger's Joker in The Dark Knight. The movie starts off with Danny Elfman's most iconic film score in history, next to his score for Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy, which I covered earlier this year. Then we get some pretty impressive set pieces, and a gorgeous look at Gotham City. Probably one of the most eerie-looking portrayals of Gotham City since the Dark Knight films and Joker. And Joker might be another film I'll cover down the line before we get Joker Folie à Deux, in which Lady Gaga is set to play Harley Quinn, after Margot Robbie's portrayal in Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, and The Suicide Squad. A family is cornered in an alleyway by two crooks who are scared shitless of the urban legend about a giant bat who lives in Gotham City. But lo and behold, Batman comes in and kicks the snot out of them. We're then introduced to Alexandra Knox, played by Robert Wuhl, a reporter for the Gotham City newspaper. Robert Wuhl reprises his role as Alexandra Knox in the Arrowverse crossover event, Crisis on Infinite Earths. In particular, the Supergirl episode. Alexandra Knox works with Vicki Vale, who's a photojournalist for the Gotham City newspaper, and the two of them try to uncover the urban legend of the Batman. Vale previously covered a story in Corto Maltese, which is actually the main setting of the Suicide Squad. Bruce Wayne is hosting a fundraiser at Wayne Manor filled to the brim with casino games that would make Sonic the Hedgehog have a field day, as if he was at the Casino Night Zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on the Sega Genesis. There, Wayne develops a crush on Vicki. Anyone who's proficient in the ways of comic books should know Batman's backstory by now, so I need not give an explanation. Same with Spider-Man and Superman. We then see Jack Napier, who would eventually become the Joker. This is one of two real names given to the Joker, the second being Arthur Fleck in Todd Phillips' Joker. And like I said, I might consider doing a review of Joker sometime next year to get ready for Joker Folie à Deux. Jack Napier works for mob boss Carl Grissom, who sends Jack to Axis Chemicals to retrieve incriminating evidence. Now, the original DC Comics is known as Ace Chemicals. Why they changed it from Ace to Axis, I have no fucking clue, but that's beyond me. Soon, corrupt cop Lieutenant Eckhart makes his way over to Axis Chemicals to kill Jack because of a call made from Grissom. Grissom wants him killed for sleeping with his mistress. This is an unauthorized police operation on Eckhart's part. And then in comes Commissioner James Gordon, played by Pat Hingle. Out of all the live-action portrayals of Commissioner Gordon we've gotten on screen, my favorite one is without a doubt Gary Oldman. Gordon wants Jack taken alive, Then in comes Batman to kick the crap out of the crooks. He corners Jack, and he falls into a vat of toxic chemicals. This was after he shoots Eckhart dead. The toxic chemicals give him green hair, white skin, and a creepy smile that inspired Paramount's horror film called Smile. But that came as a result of a failed plastic surgery. But he's presumed dead by the media, and he emerges from the shadows to go after Grissom for double-crossing him.
Jack is dead, my friend. You can call me Joker. And as you can see, I'm a lot happier.
He then goes after Grissom's men and takes over his criminal empire. So he practically uses makeup to make his skin appear normal, and he's got an electric joy buzzer that electrocutes people. Anyone who's fluent in comic books know that it's one of the Joker's signature weapons, aside from a flower that shoots acid and Joker Venom, which should not be a ship name between the Joker and Venom. I don't know why your heads are in the gutter with this one, but no one should ever ship Joker and Venom. Anyway, the Joker Venom causes people to laugh themselves to death, literally, and it gives them a Joker smile. I feel this inspired the movie Smile, which I have not seen before. If anybody recommends it to me, I might check it out, but as of right now, no, I'm not sure. And after shooting up Town Hall with an army of mimes, in which he kills someone with a pen, in which he states that the pen is truly mightier than the sword. Why don't you say that again to my face? I dare you, I double dare you, motherfucker! And then we get what is quite possibly my favorite quote from Jack Nicholson's Joker.
This town needs an enema.
We then see that Joker's already laced hygiene products with a deadly chemical called Smilex, which makes the victims laugh uncontrollably until they die. They're left with a creepy smile. Such is the case with models Candy Walker and Amanda Keeler, and news reporter Becky, I don't remember her last name. Then Vicki goes to the local art museum, where she supposedly waits for Bruce Wayne to have dinner with her. But then...
It's a trap!
She then gets a mysterious present containing a gas mask, and a note to say to put it on immediately. So the rest of the museum gets gassed to death, but she puts the mask on. And then in comes the Joker with his goons, in which they vandalize the paintings to go along with some Prince music. Yes, people, Prince did some of the soundtrack for this movie, particularly this scene and the parade scene in which Gotham City celebrates its 200th anniversary. I feel that Jack Nicholson channeled his inner Jack Torrance from The Shining with his portrayal of the Joker. I've only seen The Shining once in my life. It's one of the greatest horror films of all time. He then says a bunch of creepy shit about how he wants his face on the $1 bill. Now he's a homicidal artist, saying he makes art until somebody dies. He then introduces Alicia, who was seen wearing a mask to hide her entire face because she was disfigured due to his flower that shoots acid. But Vicki manages to throw water in his face, thus revealing his white skin. Then in comes Batman to the rescue, in which Joker wonders where he gets his wonderful toys. They escape in the Batmobile, and Batman fights off a bunch of goons. This is one of the coolest looking Batmobiles on screen, along with one featured in Batman v Superman and The Batman. The one featured in Batman Begins of the Dark Knight, they don't actually call it the Batmobile, they call it the Tumbler. So once they make it back to the Batcave, Batman immediately deduces how the people of Gotham can prevent themselves from falling victim to the poison. The poison from Joker. The poison especially to aid Joker. Joker's poison. Soon, Bruce Wayne is conflicted with his relationship with Vicki, and he attempts to reveal that he is indeed Batman. Then in comes the Joker, upset with Vicki for leaving with Batman. Bruce deduces that the Joker is indeed Jack Napier, who actually survived falling into the vat of chemicals in the chemical plant zone from Sonic the Hedgehog 2. He then reveals that Alicia threw herself out the window, in which he replies that you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. Bruce then tries to clobber the shit out of Joker, saying, "You wanna get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts!" This is reference to the opening fight scene by Will Arnett in the Lego Batman movie. And I also believe that Sonic referenced that scene in the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Alright, Eggman, you wanna get fast? Let's get fast.
And then we get an ominous quote from the Joker. "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?" This was said to Bruce when he was a child when a mugger killed his parents, thus revealing that Napier was indeed the person who killed his parents. Over the years, we keep seeing Bruce Wayne's parents getting murdered by several different people, including a faceless mugger during the opening credits of Batman v Superman, Joe Chill in Batman Begins, and one of the Joker's supporters at the very end of Joker after saying that Thomas Wayne gets what he fucking deserves! And given that Joker is an R-rated movie, they show quite a bit of blood. I expect nothing less from an R-rated movie about the Clown Prince of Crime. When Alfred invites Vicki to the Batcave, she finds out that Batman is indeed Bruce Wayne. but Batman cannot focus on their relationship with the Joker on the loose terrorizing Gotham. So then he suits up as Batman, and he destroys Axis chemicals with his trusty Batmobile. But Joker escapes in a helicopter after calling him Junior Birdman, which probably foreshadowed Michael Keaton's Oscar-winning film Birdman. So then Joker draws a crowd in with Prince music and free money. But then we see that it's all an elaborate trap to kill them all with Smilex gas hidden in parade balloons. And then comes the part where he relieves you, the little people, of the burden of their failed and useless lives. But, as his plastic surgeon always said, if you gotta go, go with a smile. And then Batman shows up in the Batwing, which I have no idea how Bruce Wayne was able to obtain a pilot's license. But we do get one of the coolest shots in the entire movie where the Batwing perfectly encapsulates itself in the middle of a full moon. Batman sends the balloons into the sky, and Joker shoots down the gruesome son of a bitch with a long and silly looking gun. Batman is presumed dead, and Joker takes Vicki hostage and brings her to the top of an old cathedral. And I forgot to mention this movie's soundtrack was used in Lego Batman the video game. Batman pursues them, takes out a bunch of goons, while Joker and Vicki do a ballroom dance against her will. Soon Batman and Joker have one final battle, and he intends to kill the Joker out of revenge for killing his parents. That's going against Batman's no-killing rule. Unfortunately, Michael Keaton is not the only Batman who breaks that rule. We also see Ben Affleck massacring Lex Luthor's henchmen left and right in the climax in Batman v Superman. Joker leaves Batman and Vicki hanging from the top of the cathedral while a helicopter picks him up. So Batman uses his grappling hook to attach Joker's leg to a gargoyle as he falls to his death, like Hans Gruber in Die Hard. Batman and Vicki then make it to safety, as the people of Gotham reveal a brand new bat signal that shines bright in the sky whenever Batman is needed. And the final shot of the movie, and one of the most iconic, is Batman standing on top of a building with a bat signal in the background. I'm giving Batman a 10 out of 10. This is definitely one of Batman's best films of all time, but it was eventually topped by not only The Dark Knight, but also The Batman as well, and Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Michael Keaton made a great Batman at the time, and over the years, we got several new people to play Batman, including Kevin Conroy, may he rest in peace, Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck, and Robert Pattinson. I was in utter shock when Kevin Conroy passed away. So was the entire world. Jack Nicholson made an excellent Joker and has become one of his most iconic roles in his entire career. Next to his roles in The Shining, A Few Good Men, and The Departed. The set pieces were amazing, and so was Danny Elfman's score. And Tim Burton never steers anyone wrong with set pieces, even if it's 2019's Dumbo. But we're not going to talk about that dumpster fire. This movie has aged like a fine wine, and it's still great many years later. It's among my top 10 favorite DC films, next to The Dark Knight, The Batman, Wonder Woman, Shazam, Joker, Zack Snyder's Justice League, and The Suicide Squad. Stay tuned for more exciting videos coming soon, including my next reviews for The Little Mermaid and the Mission Impossible movies. Until then, I'll see you all next time.